Is that working? Hey, Vernon. Oh, I haven't been on here in a while. I'm hanging in there. Painkiller Styles, hi. Trying to see some, find some other backing tracks to warm up to. How's everybody doing? This is fat modern rock backing track for guitar in B minor. Doodle-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Sorry I haven't been on lately. But I'm back. So. Kill Frenzy, hey. How is everybody? It's very warm in here today. What's the gossip? What's the news? What's happening? Jesus M730, thanks for following. Vernon, thanks for resubscribing. Did you resubscribe? Looks like it did. Thank you so much. Is it a life though? Who knows? I don't know. I'm getting all tangled up here. I have a little fan, and it's getting tangled up in my headphones. Like hey, Jimmy Biter, Gator, Biter, Bitter. I can't read my small text. I'm going blind. I read somewhere it's like people need to hear the string noise or else it's all fake. And like, when you're playing, I can't even hear the string noise. It's because they don't have a microphone on or stuff. Turn the mic off, you won't hear my string noise. Some people like the string noise, right? It just doesn't make for a clean recording, you know. This action is a little bit too low. I have to, when I restring, I need to restring this guitar and do some work on it because that's buzzing here. It's truss rod adjustment. But I like the action I'm getting on this, and you can't really tell, like. Mike R, I do give lessons. You can contact me, I think, through my Instagram. I think you tried to do it once before. I don't know if I got back. I haven't gotten back to a lot of people on Instagram, and there's been a couple messages, and I apologize for that because there's been some things going on. I still might be trying to organize things at the moment, but I apologize if I haven't gotten back to you. There's ways to do it. Email is a good way. And if you have if you want to do virtual lessons, it's we can do it through your PC. You got a good setup, or even through a phone. Like if you have like Zoom. Skype's gone now, right? I think it's Teams. So we can figure something out. Right now, it's just been kind of laid back, right? Let's see, here we go. Stasi's here. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for the resubscribe. Yes, this was a pacer. And we swapped the pickups out on it, and it's probably like, why'd you do that? I don't know. I like the EMGs. I wanted it quieter. I don't know what the original electronics is because my brother put this together, and it's pretty much all the neck and everything. It's all original body and everything. But swapped out the plate with EMGs because I don't know, I just like the EMGs in here. And it's a little buzzy because I gotta adjust the truss rod, but and I put a drop tune on it. Which is a little out, but I put a drop tune. Yeah. Try my new tuner drill attachment for taking off strings. You got a new tuner drill attachment? You got one of those things that goes and on your tuners and it tunes for you? I always seen those in magazines. I was like, look at that thing. It's like a little gun, right? Or whatever. Like a electric screwdriver, and you put it on there, it goes right up to the tuning. Is that what you have? You gotta show me that one. Oh. Does the same thing. Oh, it's attachment for a drill. So what do? You put like a real drill? Like big, huge drill? I was gonna try to do TikTok as well today. I haven't been on TikTok, so maybe I'll try that too. TikTok has been kind of slow for me. I need to put new strings on this one. I haven't played this guitar in probably a couple months. I haven't changed the strings on this in like 5 months. Yes, Jimmy, I believe so. They are the 81 S8 ones. It was like this guitar was like one of the first that I experienced with the EMGs. And then after I heard how they sounded and how quiet it was, then put them in the blue Strat that I have, and then that was the two guitars. It was like, yeah, this sounds good. And then a friend of mine, he had a Strat, and he started putting all of his guitars like with those pickups in it. They're just really nice. But I do like my I do like the DiMarzio's pickups too, though. I'm a big fan of the DiMarzio's. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just looking up backing tracks so I can jam along. I haven't jammed on here in forever. I should be doing other stuff, but I haven't. Hard rock backing track for guitar in E minor. Sailing by Christopher Cross. That's a good tune. You have a Strat with EMGs in it. It's awesome. Look, I got string noise, so maybe I'm not faking it. That string noise doesn't bother you? That was a good one. It's all right. Which one's what? I don't know. You're saying what? You sent me 309 likes. That's awesome. Thank you. I don't know any Jason Becker. That's all I got. Yeah. Oh, Stassi's been streaming on the music channel. You should follow him. Watch his music streams. Thanks, Steelwire. Oh, that's nice. I always wanted one of those Carvin guitars. I always wanted one of those Carvin guitars. See, I'm a little sharp there. Mike, I haven't heard the new song that Hagar did. Is it good? Is it a cool song? I haven't heard it yet. Citroni Slate it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Cacophony or Racer X? Ah, I like them both. Paul Gilbert's one of my favorites. The other is it. When I first heard the other one, it's like insane guitar. I was like, I can't comprehend this. This is crazy. But I like them both. But I like Racer X because there's some cool riffs. Like you kind of play it maybe. Like I was like, ooh, I can kind of play that. Whereas Cacophony was like, nope, I have no idea what they're doing. Forget it. Let me see what else we got here. Dream Funk style backing track in A minor. Should I do some more backing tracks? Do you like the backing tracks? Andrew, I don't have many guitars. Not really. Let's have a few, like... Hey, Rock Soldier. Jake likes it. yeah. I'm using the Tone X1 pedal, which has, it's supposed to be a Bogner head. And I'm added just a little bit of, well, I don't know how it sounds in your ears, but it sounds good to my ears. Like the delay, just some delays in there. Yeah, I read that about Elton John. That's pretty wild. Yeah, 22 frets. Oh, I love Eddie Timmons. Thank you for that super chat. I would love to play some covers on here, but I get banned on YouTube. I don't know if I have my trippy tone. Ooh, pig scrapes. I am using OBS. Sounds like a ton of fun. What do I think of Pantera? I think Flood solo, I think it's really good. Anything he does is good. How did it end like that? That's my punk. Yeah, I gotta raise the neck on this. It's really kind of, it plays really nice, but it's fretting out. Cindy, thank you so much. Taco Tuesday, yeah. What's your favorite tube amp? My favorite's always been the Mesa Boogie ones. Stoney Jackson. He's got number 3 glitter badge. What? Hopefully that's buzzing. Do some more jams. Let's see what we got. Let's see. How about a C minor jam? Soulful guitar backing track is C minor. Ooh, this sounds sad. This one's by Pyramidal backing track. C minor. Whoa. Why did I do E minor there? If you put the right pickups in any guitar, I think you can make it all metal. Maybe like an Ibanez for a metal, you know? Some Schecters are really nice guitars. The DAW I'm running right now is that free Cakewalk. Does this sound okay? This is like forever. That's a good one. What was the one? What's the backing track you're suggesting? Bloody Blues. What's Bloody Blues? In G minor. In G minor. Bloody Blues in G minor. Niall, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. Is it Bloody Blues Ballad? Is that what it is? This is for $50 million. I don't have the blues sound though. This one? That was crazy. That was a good jam. I got a raid here. What is going on? Sam. What's going on, Sam? Thank you. Hope you had a great stream. Little bit of Gary Moore. I think when you put crazy gain on your guitar, you start to sound like Gary Moore. Right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Thank you, Sam. Thanks for hanging out. Coming over. Please follow Sam. Mike says wild. Okay. Ton. Did I say Ton? That way he wanted the G minor jam. You gonna lurk? Play some Dark Souls. I wish I had a good like I think I could play Dark Souls on this computer. I'm not sure. I don't know if my graphics card is good enough or my processor. Boom, boom, boom. My chat's not working great here, so I was ripping. I don't know. that chord progression is kind of crazy. I like when I went to this part. Then this part. But that chord scares me. I don't even have Twitch up. That's the thing. I'm just running everything in OBS, so I can't see messages. So thank you for telling me. So if I don't respond to if you send me a whisper, send me a whisper. I won't see it unless you tell me. Or if I look at it after stream. Try this one. It's pretty good. Oh, you're gonna give me something I can't play to. Oh man. Alright, what do we got here? That's not the right chord there. See, just saying A major 7. I think it's an A7. Yeah, we'll see. Um, uh, that was a crazy one. I don't know what I was doing. TikTok, I think the algorithm's off here. But thank you for watching on here. I really appreciate it. I'm going to shut down TikTok. Thank you, everybody there. Great job. Good track. Yeah, that was a crazy one. A whammy pedal, like a whammy first time. That's cool. Thank you guys for following and hanging out with me tonight. Yeah, I installed this drop tuner on there. They're pretty expensive. No, I didn't think they were that expensive, but I'm trying to figure out this. See if I can go on Instagram. Instagram's not very great for me. What year is that, Kramer? I'm not sure. I think it's like 80s. Could be an 80s one. I didn't know that capture screen was on there. track is so very long. Hey, Curtis. That was like a super long track. Oh, I don't know if Instagram gives me the right numbers either. What gauge strings am I using? 9s? Sorry, Instagram. I tried Instagram for a little bit. I'll be back. Well, you made it feel so bad, so I left. What? What did I make feel bad? The jam? What gauge strings am I using? Yeah, they're 9s. They're 9 gauge. I like 9s. It's just like, yeah, I made it feel bad. And the track said, that's it. I'm done. I think that's it for tonight. I just want to jam on for a little bit. I haven't been on in a long time, so. And so I figured I'd come on and say hello for a little bit. Thank you for watching. Is there, let's see. Is there anybody we can raid tonight? Anybody? I like lost viewers on YouTube. It was pretty good viewership, and then I think when I start jamming, people leave, and then I'm like, what? But then I start talking, people come. You know. Thanks for the resubscribe, Ludi Lion. Oh, I see. You don't. I think because I'm using this multi-stream thing in OBS, and maybe it's not giving out notifications. I don't know. Could that be that? I don't know. Should I just stick to one platform? And then everybody come over there. You were asleep in your chair. You arrived late. That's all right. Thanks for subscribe. I didn't play any covers. That's amazing. I didn't do that tonight. That was good. We'll see though. They always mark something in there. They'll be like, you played something in this song. They always have to catch me on something. But I didn't play one cover. Watch, they'll get me on Knight Rider. That'll bum me out. You played Knight Rider. No, I can't do any Pink Floyd. Because they'll mark it. They'll ban me. I'll start playing covers again maybe on YouTube in like over 90 days. They give you like 90 days warning. So after that, I'll try to sneak in some covers. Sometimes backing tracks, yeah. I don't know who's on tonight. The weekend raid. Yosh is on. That's pretty cool. Sailor Jazz Drum Live. How about some little jazz drumming? Would you like to go there? Yeah, it's Sailor Jazz Drumming Live. Who else? Wherever you want to take us. Captain Jen?
Yeah, I think I ate that Dorito too fast. Ugh. Wait. Ew, don't throw up. Okay, that's better. Oh gosh, welcome back.
Ventriloquist? You want to go see Captain Jen? Should I change my my category to ASMR and start doing this? Would that be something if I did that and then it's like 5,000 viewers? Like 5,000 viewers. I didn't have to play a note. All I had to do was go. That would be wild. Then I start playing. 10 viewers. 10 viewers after that. Then back to 10,000 viewers. It's like backwards. I don't get it. Maybe I'll just call it a night, guys. Stothy, we'll talk soon. Hope you guys have a great, safe evening or night or morning, wherever you are. Friday, good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any gigs for the next couple weeks, and it's a good break. And I'm gonna I got a lot of learning tunes to do for the couple gigs next month. But my weekends are good, so we should be all set for that. I stream hummingbirds from my backyard and I tag. I say, you do? And they make, oh, that's probably awesome. You probably get a lot of viewers. All right, guys. Thank you on YouTube. Thank you for hanging out with me on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments on videos. That'd be awesome. Even if they're just like emojis or whatever. Just go on the videos and just watch them and put emoji, and it just boosts the algorithm. That'd be awesome. And I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll see you soon. I'm ending with the outro. Take care, everybody.